Hey, yo, welcome to the show. I am Harry. To the left of me is Tyson. And Tyson is muted, so we didn't hear any of that. You want to try that again,
Sure
Tyson?
didn't. You sure didn't. But let me talk to you anyway.
There
And
you
that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you become a multimillionaire in 4 weeks. Unfortunately, you missed it because I was on mute.
go. There you go. Shout out to, I guess, Nini Music, Taiwanese folk metal band. Good shit.
Yeah, they did good.
And we got a week of straps. We have the biggest crime in WWE history. We got some retro stuff. We got some predictions. Got some news. But Tyson, how was your week?
It's a pretty good week.
Yeah.
Didn't get any homeless scuffles, so that's always good.
Are you
That's
just
the
gonna be
bar.
like the bum fights guy?
Yeah, that's the bar. It's like, oh, is any homeless guy gonna mess with me this week? Get cooked? But yeah, it didn't happen.
There you go.
I had a day off today. Took 2 naps. How about that?
Why didn't you just sleep?
I don't know. I couldn't get into like a deep sleep thing.
Okay. It's always the worst, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been doing the 2 hour nap thing if I nap.
I usually go about an hour.
There you go. Well, I read that basically to wake up without feeling like shit, 2 hours is the sweet spot. Allegedly, I always feel like shit, so I can't really say.
Oh. Yeah. I could see that.
Oh, the years of playing high contact Trojan football.
Which they might be back.
Did they
Football
fire
is
that
back.
coach? Oh,
Oh no. Football is back. So they might be back on ESPN. Today we were
not anytime soon.
yeah. But today we got to see I don't even know who it was. But some UT quarterback.
Duncanville, or not
No.
Duncanville, Southlake.
No, it wasn't even a Texas team.
Oh, it was a
Which
Modern
is
Day.
weird. Yeah.
There we go. Modern Day is always on TV. They love them. I think they have like a contract or something with ESPN. Maybe, I don't know.
I
I might be
believe it.
talking out of my ass there, but they're always on ESPN. That's Clausen. I remember seeing him because I believe he went to Modern Day.
I believe it.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get into some Raw because fuck Jimmy Clausen. And we are in Fort Lauderdale, Florida for Monday Night Raw. And our walkers are CM Punk, who is sipping on a cup of coffee, Unholy Union, who gives a fuck, DeVille's team, who gives a fuck, and what's left of Damage Control. There's maybe there's hope. I don't know. Then we get Priest and Ripley. So Randy Orton comes out in the ring and he saunters out. And they waited for him to get in the ring to replay Randy and Gunther's interaction last week, which I would have done it when he took his sweet ass time getting into the ring, personally. So Orton says he's beaten Gunther. And he had to RKO Gunther last week after he brought up Randy's family being losers. And he turned his back on Randy, most importantly. So Gunther comes out. The clapping seals try to make the show about them because they booed over Gunther.
Boy, did they.
And it went on forever. Gunther's confused that Randy's celebrating attacking him while his back was turned. Gunther says Randy only succeeded in making this very, very personal. Which does... I'm scratching my head here because like calling his family losers wasn't personal.
I don't know. I took that as that was the point.
Okay.
Like, oh, you had to make this personal, even though I
Okay.
insulted your whole family last week.
Gotcha. Okay. That at least okay. That gives it a little bit more credibility. That is the drawback with him being, European. His inflection isn't there.
Yeah.
So then Gunther vows that Orton will never RKO him again, and he will leave Orton exposed in a bloody mess in Berlin. And Orton says he's going to shove his foot up Gunther's ass. Then Kaiser attacks Orton from behind. Gunther decks Orton from behind. Then Orton's scheduled to beat Kaiser later as a result of all that. What do you think of Randy and Gunther? You excited for this match?
I am, but I don't know how excited, you know, I could really get knowing that I know the outcome.
True.
So how excited can you get? It's just it's gonna be a good match, but when you know who's gonna win, it takes away from it. Kind of like Undertaker matches.
Yeah, they're fucking just spoiled, aren't they?
Yeah,
I can't
because
appreciate the good matches.
like fast forwarding to our retro review that's coming later, I was sitting through the Undertaker match. I was like, this is a good match. Unfortunately, I know who wins, so
Right.
like these close near falls, it's like, well, if I didn't know who was gonna win, this would be a lot better.
I can just imagine watching that for the first time and really being in doubt that Taker would come out of it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think this whole thing just kind of sucks. My faith in Triple H is just diminishing with each week.
Uh-oh.
I can't believe that this motherfucker spent 20 years to just he starts storylines, he stops. Remember that pixie bitch that was a fucking heel and she was trying to make the other bitch corrupt too?
Candace LeRae?
Yeah, what happened to that?
She turned heel.
Okay, where is she?
I don't know. I think
Okay.
they're on. Well,
Don't tell me they're on NXT.
No, I think they're on SmackDown, if I'm not
Okay.
mistaken. And Candice LeRae's hurt, so they're keeping them
So
both off.
they can't do promos?
I don't know.
They can run to the locker room all concerned for DIY, but they can't fucking continue their little stupid story. Not that I give a shit.
No,
But it's
they're setting up for.
They start shit and they stop it. And then the stuff that
No,
they
they
do have
completed
is
that story.
huh?
That was the story. They completed it.
Okay.
Her corrupting Indy Hartwell.
Well, now they gotta be heels and something has to happen. Where's the payoff? Why?
Oh,
Why
they lost
invest
to
all that?
the agenda. That was the payoff.
Sheamus versus the lesbian Pete Dunne. Sheamus is interviewed before the match. He said he was brutalized by Mion Shillelagh. But tonight, I'm getting retribution on Sneaky Pete. Sheamus won with a bro kick. It was actually a pretty good match, despite my bias. Until Sheamus tore off the turnbuckle with his injured hand. I had to roll my eyes there.
I don't know. I liked it. It was clever.
If it was his other hand, that was his. Come on, man. It was fucked up the whole match.
Injured hand, and it just got drop kicked in the turnbuckle post.
Made no fucking sense. If it was his other hand, I would have bought that. Sheamus is a big dude. Lesbian Pete Dunne laughed after the match for reasons.
Because he was
Liv Morgan.
I don't know. He was excited that there was a fight. He likes to fight, that Pete Dunne. See, this was good Pete Dunne. He wasn't just doing the one finger breaking. Like he was actually doing stuff.
He was doing multiple finger breakings. What are you talking about?
I'm saying he didn't only do that.
Just about. He set people. He set them up for finger breakings.
Yeah, but there's more offense there.
New Day are backstage. Odyssey Jones was there for a minute. Then Kofi takes Woods aside, says he notices Woods has been off the last couple weeks. Woods says he just wishes Kofi.
Oh,
What'd I say?
nothing. I was just gonna say,
Oh.
which means Kofi watches the show.
Yeah, he does. Intently. Or he just pays attention to the dude standing next to him.
No, because this has all been behind his back. So he watches.
Yeah,
the
but
show.
you can kind of tell. You ever have somebody hate you? You're not even looking at them. You can just feel it. You feel their hate.
Not if you don't expect it.
You feel the weapons they imagine bludgeoning you with.
Not if you don't expect it, though. Like if you think you're cool with the guy, you don't expect to hate.
Oh.
It's only when you know you've had an exchange where you know he hates you. It's like he's probably looking at me right now.
Maybe I'm just more in touch with my feelings. Anyway, Woods says that he wishes Kofi talked to him before bringing Odyssey Jones in the group because it's like they're trying to replace Big E. We don't want to do that. Kofi says no one's replacing Big E. He's just trying to mentor Odyssey as a veteran, like he wishes someone did for them. Woods puts on a brave face and to show he's a good sport.
And they were dressed up like Ninja Turtles.
They were dressed up like Ninja Turtles.
There was something about a crossover thing. I think they're toys now. I don't know. It might be on the background one day.
No Talent Dupree versus Cueto from Total Recall. They went through the extra effort to show Gable officially welcoming Cueto to American Made, yet Cueto needed its own special shitty theme song. Then the Wyatt Six interrupted, beat up American Made and Gable and Cueto. Gable was petrified when Nikki Cross did Dexter Loomis's little arm crawl thing. And yeah, fuck every bit of this shit.
Bray Wyatt. Hey, by the way, yesterday was the 1 year anniversary of Bray Wyatt's passing. So, Bray Wyatt.
We got a Priest and Ripley promo. Priest says the new Judgment Day has tried and failed to take him and Ripley out. Says that Dom and useless Liv Morgan are going to get it in Berlin. So I guess there's a match. Ripley says Dom's going to find out that she and Priest were the only thing keeping him safe. And then she called useless Liv Morgan a discount Rhea Ripley. Meh.
Yeah.
Okay. CM Punk comes out to the ring with a leather strap around his neck. Says he's been up all night waiting to share some exciting news. But before that, he wants to tell us a story. Punk mentions meeting a whole bunch of fans that travel all over the world for maybe 15 seconds with CM Punk. Punk brings out a handful of stupid bracelets saying because of the love of the WWE fans, the company is on a hot streak. Punk then goes to McIntyre, stealing his bracelet. Punk says McIntyre is obsessed and wants to stay close to Punk, which is why he wears a bracelet with Punk's family's name on it. Punk says the exciting news is that he made McIntyre a bracelet. And then he proceeds to take the strap off of his neck. Punk says he talked to Adam Pearce, and unless McIntyre's a bitch, they're having a strap match in Berlin. I don't know if he said bitch or if that's just my note. Either way. Punk says that he wants a strap match so he can whip McIntyre and take his bracelet back, even though last week he said McIntyre can have the fucking bracelet. McIntyre interrupts. He accepts the strap match challenge, which surprised me. I thought he was going to drag it out a little bit more. But then he says, that's next week. I need payback for being embarrassed and strapped last week. And he tells Punk to drop the strap so they can give the fans a preview of Bash in Berlin. Punk says he'll give McIntyre the strap if he gets his goddamn bracelet back. The fucking bracelet that he said McIntyre can keep last week.
And he got new bracelets so that he can move on.
I don't understand. McIntyre says, no, Punk's a liar, which is fair. And I think Punk even nodded. And that April and Larry are much safer at home with Drew McIntyre, which was a good line.
And that match is official for Bash in Berlin, so we are getting a strap match. Who shall win? We will see in our predictions later.
Well, the important thing is that Seth Rollins won't be shoehorned into it for no fucking reason. Literally no reason.
He's out of there.
He's not even continuing with the storyline. He got killed by Bronson Reed instead. So well done. It's excellent booking.
It is. Because then now you can stretch it out to WrestleMania if you want to do it there.
Lovely. Useless Liv Morgan and Dominic responded to Priest and Ripley. Who cares?
Dom challenges Priest to a one-on-one match. And that was pretty much the segment.
Okay.
He's not the same Dom as he was, when they were in Judgment Day together. So 3 weeks ago.
And Useless Liv did her nasally, monotone, one-note promos.
I don't know. When she talks, I watch it on mute. That's the best experience for her.
I just know she tries to do this slow, nasally talk thing. I don't know what she's going for, but it doesn't work.
She's just not a good promo, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I think that's the best she can do.
Fair enough. New Day beat Cross's team again.
Yeah. There was a moment to...
Oh, was there? I didn't see one.
To sprinkle a little bit more dissension into the thing. There was a moment where Woods and Jones are on the apron. They both have their hand out for the tag, and Kofi tags Jones instead of Woods. And then they get the camera shot of Woods like, what the hell? What the shit? Yeah. So.
But they hugged after the match.
Yes.
And more importantly, they beat Cross's team again.
Yes. And Paul Ellering was like, no.
I don't know what the hell Paul Ellering was doing.
I was like, this poor guy, he used to
he
used to be the manager for the Legion of Doom, and now he's
this.
This. Now he's
here
every week to get losses.
They insisted upon it. We need Paul Ellering, or we won't sign.
Speaking of, and also another thing, he's the manager. You can say Scarlett is also a manager or a valet, but it's Karen Cross who does all the talking. So why is he even there, Ellering?
Because it's part of their contract.
There seemingly is no reason for him to be there other than to watch the team lose. He doesn't help the team win.
Nope.
Like, he does nothing.
No. He just dresses like he's 20 years younger than he should be.
Yeah.
Bronson Reed beat The Miz. Reed went to kill The Miz after the match. Braun Strowman came out for some reason to stand up to Reed. Are they friends?
He hates bullies I think the official thing. But yes, Reed buckle down bear down the hatches, Because there's going to be some meat slapping next week, if it's next week.
Reed just laughed awkwardly at Strowman.
Just get excited. We're about to get some meat.
I can't get excited for Braun Strowman, and I can't get excited for Bronson Reed.
Well, you know, I'm a Bronson Reed guy. I've been there.
How?
What do you mean how?
How? What have they done to make you a Bronson Reed fan?
What do you mean? He's been killing people these last 3 weeks. But even before then.
Yeah, the spotlight is on him right now. You've seen what happens when the spotlight's off of him.
Yeah, he's just there.
So my question again is, what have they done to make you a Bronson Reed fan? Because once the spotlight's off, he's going to go back to 20-minute matches with fucking Dragunov and shit. Where the hell is he? Where the hell is he?
I don't know.
Is he back in NXT?
That's true. No.
Okay.
He's just off TV.
I mean, I'm with you. If they would have kind of established him like this to begin with, that's one thing. But he just turned this way. Last week he was a loser. This week he's killing Seth Rollins. And yeah.
And this is all, yeah, I'm just hoping this is all not for Seth Rollins to return to beat him. And then
probably it is. It's going
like
to be
I said,
Rusev.
He returns and beats him, and then it's off to Shinsuke land for him.
Remember when Rusev was undefeated?
Yeah.
He was just a monster. He was decimating people. And he had one loss. The next thing you know, Lashley's stealing Lana.
Yep. And we wonder why Lashley was such a fan of Vince's booking.
Yeah. Braun Breaker had an interview. He needed to tell us he's a badass yet again. He scoffed at the IC title tournament that's going to be happening soon. I think it starts next week.
It'll be interesting to see who emerges to be the next victim of Braun Breaker, who is a badass because he tells us. And he's a genetic freak. He also told us that.
Mm-hmm. You think it's going to be, what's his face? Uso?
I don't know. That would be the idea, is that it's Uso, because he did that thing that said he's going to enter the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
But as I was thinking about it, it was like, well, Breaker just got the title, so they're not going to beat him. Or whoever wins this tournament is not beating him for the title.
Right.
So you're really going to put Uso in that position again to lose another title?
Why not?
Rikishi. You want his wrath?
Fair enough.
So,
I don't know. I don't see who else would be a credible opponent for him. Because they already established Reed and Strowman are feuding now. So there's no like other monster that he can tangle with. So your next bet is just to have maybe a veteran. So then who's the best veteran? Who's even in the tournament?
We don't know yet.
All right.
Yeah, we'll see. Whenever the tournament lays out, we'll see.
So Priest beat Dominic Mysterio. It's weird that they both have purple color schemes since they're supposed to hate each other.
Well, you got to give them time.
Okay. Braun Breaker had like a new shitty theme music like the next day. Ditto LA Knight.
And then also a couple weeks later, another one.
Yeah. So they could have done something. Judgment Day came out to attack Priest. Priest single-handedly takes them out. Then Priest confronted Dominic in the ring. Ripley sneaked up behind Dominic. Dominic gets roughed up. I think she headbutted him. Ripley clears off the announce desk so Dom can go through the table. And then Useless Morgan comes out from the crowd. She attacks Ripley. The others, who Priest single-handedly took out, they overwhelm Priest. And then Ripley and Priest are left laying. Priest got it good. And he got like the coup de grace and a frog splash.
Yep. And Judgment Day finally gets some sort of upper hand.
Well, they have to.
I mean, you would think so. People have
Still
been
not
complaining
excited for
that
this. Not going to be watching this match.
don't worry, I got you guys.
Unholy Union won a triple threat match. A threat tag match, rather. It was for the titles. They beat Damage Control and Sonya Deville's new dumb fuck team. And then WWE has given me absolutely no reason to give a flying fuck about any of this. So you had Damage
Collection.
Okay. Damage Control a couple weeks ago was just decimated by Sonya Deville's dumb fuck team. Damage Control comes back. They've been back. Nothing has happened between the dumb fuck team and Damage Control. Not one fucking thing. I think they've had maybe a handful of matches, but like, there's no feud.
They're not even out for revenge.
Right.
Seemingly they're not.
And then Unholy Union, they're ass kickers this week. Well, they're ass kickers today. We'll see what happens 3 days from now.
Of course. Poor Isla Dawn. You know, I don't want to go into it, but I can't like her anymore.
No, now I'm curious. You can't. Why not?
She's I don't know. She supports pronouns.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, she would.
She's not even from here. What is she knowing about pronouns?
Oh, they're all about that shit. They're worse than we are.
Are they? I thought that was an American thing only.
The pronouns?
Yeah.
No. No.
Yeah, it's over there too?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
She also, I think she referred to her lisp as a disability.
Well,
like they had a big. I remember her she was in NXT. They had like this big feel good thing, and I was like, "Oh man, did she recover from cancer or something?" No, she has a lisp.
Well, good for her for overcoming that. Maybe she just
Get
keeps
the
her
fuck
damn
out
mouth.
of here.
If she keeps her damn mouth shut, she see, this is all. That's what this all leads to. If she keeps her mouth shut, she'd be like perfect. Everything, all the problems arise when she talks.
True.
So just stop talking and you'll be. What was that movie where the guy like sewed the person's mouth shut? She needs that to happen to her. It was a horror movie, and he sewed the person's mouth shut.
I don't know. I want to say Hostile, just because that sounds like a hostile thing, but I don't know. Maybe or Saw.
Yeah, I'm thinking it was a Saw. One of the million Saws that there are.
Yeah. Oh, the best part was when the dude died, and then they did another movie with him. Yeah, I can't remember if it was like a prequel or something, or if he came back from the grave. Who the fuck knows?
No, he was in there in like a cameo for like the new killer. There was two. They did two with him.
Okay.
After he died.
Okay.
And both of them, he does like the killer does like a flashback, so he's like, so like it shows him training them. So basically, he's in the movie still, because this is not like a quick flashback. This is like many
Yeah,
minutes.
it led me to believe that he was like the main character.
Yeah,
Okay.
especially yeah. I think it was the second one. Yeah, he
Yeah.
was all over that shit.
Yeah, there was one that he had because it was some lady was the killer or some shit. It
Yeah,
was,
that one.
and
And
then
so much so that they thought he was still alive because
yeah, and then there was another one which it led me to believe that he came back from the dead, came back from the dead from cancer.
no, there was it was the it was a guy killer.
Mm-hmm.
He died, but apparently he left instructions for the whole next movie.
Was it the
So
cop?
yeah, so
Okay.
he left him step by step instructions on how to make the traps, who to get, why to get them, all this. He just left it all. He laid it all out for him.
It was the cop that killed Donnie Wahlberg, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
the big headed cop.
Yeah, it's like he kind of looks like somebody that you recognize, but he's not.
Yeah,
Yeah, we already said Jey Uso said he's entering the tournament, and then when the Hole and Jay did the Yeet dance, I would not have been sad if the arena roof collapsed at that very moment.
that's Jackie Redmond. She's a good interviewer.
No, she's not.
And then there's Kathy Kelly, who's the one who interviews Braun Breaker.
Orton beat Kaiser with an RKO, and Gunther tried to provide a distraction at ringside, but that did dick. Orton and Gunther brawled to close the show. I guess Randy RKO'd Gunther again. Good job.
I'll be honest, I don't even remember what happened in the post match beatdown.
They just brawled. Well, in my clip, they just brawled and the show ended.
Yeah, that's what I had. So yeah,
But I saw a
nothing new.
picture of Gunther getting RKO'd, so I assume it happened off the because the last thing that happened was Randy poked Gunther in the eye.
I didn't even get that far. I just saw they started brawling. It wasn't timed well, obviously.
Right.
So they started brawling, and then that was pretty much the end of it.
But that was Raw.
Monday Night Raw.
And moving on to SmackDown.
Give me a second.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you can start it, but I'm going to step off for a second.
All
I'll be
right.
right back.
Okay. Well, we start off with a recap of Roman trying to get his necklace again. Fatu ends up dog walking the former tribal chief. That's when Roman came. He easily defeated the Tongans. Oh, no. That was when Solo said, come get your necklace. And he just had Tama Tonga with him, even though the week before he took out all three of them. But Solo thought that was sufficient. It ended up being sufficient, but for other reasons. So Roman came out. Him and Solo, they fought a while. Solo ends up getting Superman punched. I think Roman speared him too. And he gets his necklace back. But out of nowhere, Jacob Fatu comes in with a super kick with the walking boot. And he proceeds to just do the Umaga ass thing. So that's kind of where we're at. And then our walkers are the actual bloodline. And we see that Jacob Fatu is here. I was excited at this point. Washington, D.C. is where we are at tonight. And it starts off with the goddamn Waller effect. And Cody Rhodes was the guest. It was funny when Waller cut off Cody at the apron. He's like, "Hey, whoa! You did your pyro back there. You already had your little cringy whoa. It's not about you. Come on, get in the ring." I thought that was funny.
Such a heel move.
Yeah, and he also like stepped all over his dick on the "What do you want to talk about?" It's like, yeah, we get it.
Yeah.
Waller says the real Cody Rhodes is selfish and only cares about the title. He asks how many times his friends got beat up for Cody. Cody sucks Kevin Owens' dick, but says he never used Owens. Then suggests Waller uses Theory. Then they play a montage of Waller and Theory playing a montage of Owens fucking over wrestling friends. And for some reason, Cena was included, yet they were never friends.
Yeah, I don't remember them being. I mean, I could have just been misremembering, but I think during that feud, I thought he was a opponent of Cena,
He was.
and it was good that they kind of put over the pop-up power bomb. If you notice,
Yeah.
everybody he turned on, he was doing the pop-up power bomb to on the apron. So,
Well, they went pretty early on. Like they went to his NXT shit.
yeah, Sami Zayn.
But the
Now,
Cena,
would you guess? Oh, go ahead.
the Cena thing was when he answered the open challenge, and he ended up beating Cena. And then, was it an open challenge? Oh no, he ended up beating
Yeah,
Cena,
when
and
Cena was
then
on
like
the
Cena
US
beat him
Open.
twice.
But would you guess what got people upset? Or I wouldn't say upset, but what got the most reaction out of all that?
What's that? Oh, Kofi.
No, Chris
Oh,
Jericho.
oh,
They're
why?
using AEW talent.
So
That's why.
they can't use the Chris Jericho stuff.
Well, that's what got people riled up. Even though there was also a Daniel Bryan mention at some point.
Yeah, and Cody Rhodes is always putting them over. Like, I'll always appreciate what Nick and Maddie and I did, and to some extent Kenny.
Yeah.
Owens interrupts, says everyone in the video had it coming except for Kofi. Owens says, we all know what happens now. I come to the ring, Cody and I kick your ass, and we have a tag match later. Let's skip all that. Nick, can you come out here? So Nick Aldis comes out, makes the match happen, and then for some reason he authorizes Owens to punch Waller and Theory in the face. Even though he has suspended people for less.
Well, maybe it's because he asked first. But yeah, he's like, do we have enough time? Sure, go ahead. Just make it quick.
So sure enough, Owens and Cody beat up Waller and Theory, and then Owens got shoved into Cody, and that was supposed to be a big deal.
Yep.
And the way Cody crumpled like a bitch. Like, oh, I got shoved. LA Knight versus Escobar for the U.S. title. The evil Mexicans pulled LA Knight out of the ring before the match, before the introductions, and they jumped them. And technically, this is legal. They told us this because the match didn't officially start, so everybody just watches. Then the stupid girl ref eventually bars the evil Mexicans from the ringside. And LA Knight still ended up winning with a BFT. And Escobar yelled at his evil Mexicans after the match, and then Corbin and Cruz came in and interrupted them. So they're facing each other next week. So poor Escobar. Then LA Knight issues an open challenge for Berlin. Which, gotta say, I'm a little excited.
Yeah. What did we expect? But it's going to be interesting to see who accepts that open challenge.
Mm-hmm. Well, don't get me wrong. I don't think that Escobar, or I didn't think Escobar was going to beat LA Knight for the U.S. title. But now he's fucking feuding with Corbin and Cruz. See, that's what you have to look forward to, Bronson Reed fan.
Nah, it's going to be much different.
Yeah.
Ah.
This time next year, Bronson Reed's going to be fucking NXT champion or some shit. North American champion.
It is going to be interesting to see like what those. I think he holds a mid card title.
We'll see.
Within the next year. Well, I don't know. Because, Braun Breaker is probably going to hold it for a while.
Won't be 666 days.
It might be.
It might not be. It better not be.
This guy is the next guy. You understand that?
No.
He's the next. So they're going to. I see big things happening. He's the next John Cena, is what I'm trying to say. The next Roman Reigns. The next Hulk Hogan. Not saying he's going to be as big as them. What I'm saying is he's the next anointed one.
That's unfortunate.
So, yeah.
A guy that has to tell us he's a badass.
Yep, it's going to be the badass era.
That only works for Steven Seagal.
And Genetic Freak. Don't forget that.
Yeah. Carmelo Anthony had a promo. He talked shit about Andrade. Andrade ended up crashing the interview. Then he started speaking in tongues. And they're fighting again next week. So I'll be on pins and fucking needles.
Yep. In a first time match, obviously.
Yeah. Unholy Union and Page 2.0 had a match versus the Triple Bs. Unholy Union and Page 2.0 came out as a team. The Bs came out with their individual theme music, illustrating how fucking selfish they all are. Triple Bs won after Unholy Union beat Damage Control and Sparkle Express. Why let good booking get in the way of, an agenda, though?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go over this next segment as I had it written down. Jacob Fatu versus the Solo Cups. Fatu is still in the walking boot. Solo grabs the mic. He says, the OTC is DONE. He done. Solo then says he gets the winner of Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens. So, Cody. Solo then makes Jacob Fatu give his title belt to the other Tonga. Solo says Fatu can't be champion if he's going to be Solo's own personal enforcer. Then why the fuck was Fatu in the goddamn tag tournament in the first fucking place?
I think, I don't know.
I think I know why they're doing this, but this is fucking stupid.
Well, it's two reasons why they're doing it.
Okay.
Number one, clearly they don't want Jacob Fatu losing. That's evident. So if he's the tag team champion and eventually they have to lose those titles,
Tama Tonga gets pinned.
but he still lost.
Okay, but that doesn't count. Everybody knows that doesn't count.
Okay.
Don't okay. Jacob Fatu would have to get pinned. Jacob Fatu being in a tag match, doing everything he can to help his team win, does not correlate to Tama Tonga being shit and getting his ass pinned. And it ain't his fault.
Well, that's
how wrestling
one
works.
thing.
Because they're still protected because they didn't get the pin. Or they didn't get pinned.
And then the other thing was because he has a walking boot. So they probably don't. He's clear enough to do offense, but I guess they don't
What
want him in
a
a full blown match.
well, I can only hit you.
Well, think about it. He did the Samoan drop, but he
He
hasn't
did it.
done it. He's only done punches and kicks. He hasn't done his whisper in the wind. He hasn't done a moonsault.
He
Like
did the
nothing
Umaga
from the
ass
top rope.
thing.
But yeah, he's done nothing from the top rope, which is a big part of his offense.
Mm.
So maybe he can't do that yet. So he's not as cleared as he's clear enough to be physical, but not clear enough to be doing top rope stuff.
Well, then they tried to gaslight us by saying that Fatu getting the job he already fucking had is a promotion. And then Solo hugs Fatu. Fatu screams how much he loves Solo in his shoulder, which it was the only thing that helps this segment. I love you, Solo. I love you, Solo.
Yeah, buried in his chest, saying it
Yeah.
still. And he had a grill.
He's had a grill.
Well, top. Well, he hasn't had it in.
Yeah.
No, he hasn't.
Yes, he has.
Just let me have it.
Okay.
That WWE check is kicking in. Now he's getting grills. There.
Solo cups come out. The whole walked out talking shit. I had enough. Of course, the Tongas couldn't handle the Solo cups, so Fatu had to single-handedly destroy them. Bloodline fucking won. Then they beat up the Solo cups after the match. DIY came out for some reason. They got their ass beat. And for some reason, they actually got offense on Solo and Fatu. Those little fuckers. I don't understand that at all.
Yep, they got the upper hand on him.
Fortunately, that was corrected quickly. So this is probably a triple threat match. So DIY gets their millionth title opportunity.
But now the tides have changed
How's that?
because they got Tonga Loa now.
Okay.
By the way, Tonga Loa gets the title, and then the crowd's chanting, "You can't wrestle."
Yeah.
Leave that guy alone. What's wrong with you guys? He almost got his eye taken from you guys, for you guys. Now you're over here chanting, "You can't wrestle." Like, come on.
For some reason, I thought they were yelling that at Fatu because he had to give up his title. Like, he has to give his title back, and they're yelling, "You can't wrestle at him." That's mean.
No, it's still Loa, which is even meaner because
No,
he's
it's
trying
not.
his hardest.
There's a clip of him fucking up a spear, I guess. I don't know if that was supposed to be a spear or not.
Apparently, so what was it, like last week or so? When he was supposed to throw someone into the turnbuckle, he missed that. Kevin Owens, when he was doing the interference, he missed the low blow.
Well, that wasn't his
He
fault,
missed. Okay. And
because
then he missed the
whoever he was low blowing stumbled forward, so the timing got fucked up. That wasn't necessarily his fault. It was awkward as fuck. I'll give you that.
yeah. They're just being a little harsh on him. That's all. And by the way, why can we not boo Maxine Dupree, but we can chant "You can't wrestle the Tonga Loa"? Where's the white knighting there? Huh?
Well, maybe it's
Remember Maxine Dupree? That dude said you suck.
Yeah.
And social media went crazy. But Tonga Loa gets "You can't wrestle." No one saying anything there.
Maybe it's because it was more than one person. There's a minority or a majority vote.
I guess so.
Like, oh, most of them are saying that. So We'll allow it. So Mia Yim had a vignette that bled into Stratton Jackson Pretty Gay. I skipped every bit of it.
Uh, I don't know what to say about this. uh, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say about this. It was like a dark-ish kind of segment, and she's the badass now that she's trying to portray. Apparently, she has a match coming up with Nia Jax, and then the Tiffany Stratton and Pretty Deadly thing. Chelsea Green and Piper Niven, they started talking shit about how Tiffany Stratton couldn't protect Nia Jax, or she let her down. Nia Jax overhears this, so they're playing on that whole riff thing. That's it.
Oh, got a little bored there. Owens and
Good for you.
it's like I was watching it live.
That was actually a lot quicker than the live.
I know. Owens and Rhodes beat Waller in Theory. Then they teased dissension with Owens and Rhodes, and literally nothing happened. Until at the very end when Owens handed Rhodes his belt in such a way that it looked like he was going to clock him in the back of the head.
Yep. I think they're just teasing it. I don't think Owens is going heel. I don't think.
I don't know. I think it's dumb either way. Cody begged for the match. So if Owens goes heel, it's his fault.
That's true.
But that was SmackDown.
Friday Night SmackDown. I don't know. SmackDown needs help. It's like it's like, oh, what's the Bloodline segment? Okay.
That's how it's been for a while, though.
Yeah, but they're trying to push these other talents. It's just they're not good.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like you're gonna have this IC title. I can't think of anybody else talented enough to face Braun Breaker.
It'll be interesting to see who they pick.
Yeah.
But on another note, we are, I think, 2 weeks or so away from SmackDown going to USA Network, so it's going to be off of Fox, and a little bit over a month away. It's crazy that we're already talking about October, but October, NXT goes to CW, which also means I'm about to have to unfortunately bite the bullet and get a Netflix account.
Booyakasha. Then you can watch Better Call Saul.
I tried. I don't think I can. I
Really?
forgot what season. I'm up to like season 4 or 5.
Better Call
I know
Saul?
they just had I know they just had the season finale.
Mm-hmm.
Which I was trying to catch up to it, but I don't know.
Not your thing?
It's no Breaking Bad, we'll just say.
I kind of like it better. See, my issue is Walt is such a fucking bad villain. Like, he's such a bumbling fuck. Like, he's a genius and he's a master manipulator and he manipulates the shit out of everybody, but as far as being a criminal, he fucking sucks. And it's evident once he kills Gus and he tries to take over his empire and he fucking sucks at it. And Mike even says, "You suck."
Of course. This is uncharted waters, but he did take over.
For a day.
I like the whole, it was in the earlier seasons, the whole Tuco thing.
Yeah, Tuco. I like Gus.
The chicken guy.
Yeah, he was my favorite.
Yeah, and he's in Better Call Saul too.
Mm-hmm. I think that's why I like the whole universe because everybody's just so like there's not a character or somebody on screen that's not interesting. And I just like the fact that the villains especially are expanded upon in Better Call Saul.
Well, I'm trying to power through it, but when I started, it's like, oh, I got to finish it.
Yeah. What do,
This
what don't you like about it?
It's just so slow. Like, I don't know. I guess my expectations was like Breaking Bad, but it's so slow. It's like, I don't know. It's just nothing. It's more mental, I guess, than him being a drug lord or being the lawyer for a drug lord. It's just
Yeah,
more so about like him manipulating and
but you do get a lot of stuff with Mike, and it's not just Saul.
sure. Yeah, that old bald guy, the
Yeah,
bodyguard.
which he had that monologue where he was talking about he broke his boy. Might be the finest bit of acting I've ever seen. I don't know. I enjoyed Better Call Saul. I like that his brother is usually in comedic roles, so to see him be serious and straight
Hmm.
is kind of a treat. I like that they're I like that they're both of them are shitheads and they try to ruin each other's lives.
His brother was something else.
Yeah,
Like the whole sunlight thing or whatever the hell it was, just outside in general.
yeah, it was all mental. And he ended up,
Yeah.
yeah. But it gets darker. I mean, there's the Lalo stuff, and it picks up. Season 5, I stopped at season 5 because I wanted to buy all of them. And I wanted to have a watch Better Call Saul and then Breaking Bad back to back.
That's another part of my problem. I don't remember like how far I am.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, well, now I got to restart the whole season, but I don't want to restart the whole season.
Yeah.
You get into like, well, shit, I don't remember where I left off.
Now there is shit that's kind of boring, like the Sandpiper stuff. Like I don't care. I don't care about those old fucks. But it does play a part in everything. I mean, like there's still like unresolved stuff with Howard. There's Saul and Kim's relationship. There's the cartel stuff. There's Gus and Hector. I mean, you got a lot of stuff that you got to look forward to. Think about where we started in Breaking Bad.
Yeah, it
Better
did
Call Saul
start
is
pretty
supposed to be
slow.
like the bridge gap to that. Plus, I think we get closure on Saul.
Well, I'll figure it out one day when I'm forced to get Netflix, then I'll be watching stuff on there.
I don't see how that doesn't excite you.
Where are we going next?
Well, we can either do predictions or shill.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're on our way to 500 subscribers. So, why don't you go ahead and help us out with that? Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. You can catch us everywhere you get your podcasts. So that's Spotify, uh, YouTube, YouTube. We're on X. We're on Instagram. So wherever you want to consume it, we're there. Follow us wherever you want to. But on YouTube, we're trying to get to 500. That's our flagship. That's our flagship. Damn it, that's the mothership. There you go. That's what I was saying. Say that's the mothership. So help us there. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. If you're going to buy any merchandise, we do have an affiliate link in the description next to the like button. You can get one of the new collegiate titles. I myself want the UT one. I'm going to have one UT one and one Cowboys one because that's what I want. But they're $500 each, so that's a little weird.
That's a hard pass for me.
But if someone wanted to gift me one, that would be cool. I see these thoughts. They're always getting gifted shit. I don't know why they're getting gifted shit and I'm not. Like there was this one the other day. It was like,
Well, if
oh
you
my.
all you have to do is insert something into your pussy.
Well, that can't be the only reason. There was this one chick that she was like, oh my, one of my subs bought me a condo or something. Like she's getting a goddamn condo. I can get a title belt.
Okay.
And I don't know why. Why would that ever happen?
Because
Imagine buying someone on the internet a condo, unless you're living in it,
because there are people on this world that think that you can just buy romance and that kind of stuff. That's all that is. And they usually target those types of girls because they're the easy. I mean, it takes nothing to get them to take their clothes off, right?
Yeah. Well, good. I guess good luck to them. I hope they get what they deserve.
Not me. I hope they suffer.
Talking about the people who's buying the thing.
Yeah,
I
I
hope
hope
they get
they
what they
suffer
deserve.
more.
Okay. And then there's another one who bought like someone a car. It's like, what are we doing, people?
Yeah.
Desperate.
Was it the Chinese dude?
I don't know who. I didn't see who it was.
Okay. I saw
I
one where a Chinese dude bought a Russian girl a car, and she wasn't having it. He was like, "Oh no, I got a car, so suck my dick now." Yeah.
this world. But on that note, we're gonna move on. I think we got our predictions. Bash in Berlin predictions. Who? Oh, let's go.
You ruined it.
I see now. Bash in Berlin, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna do our predictions. We're usually pretty accurate on these things, so take it to the bank. Oh, look at this! I gotta pop up. So we're gonna go over to WWE. We're gonna start with this match here. And I'll do my thing as always. So we have the Unholy Union defending against the Agenda. That is Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. Tag team titles are on the line. They're in Germany. I know you don't care, but just pick one.
Probably the Agenda.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna go with Isla Dawn and Alba Fire.
There you go.
Unholy Union. I don't know why. I don't know how. But I guess it's more hopeful because They do open up the division a little bit more as they're more believable to be beaten than
Psst.
the agenda. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. Maybe Blair Davenport costs something,
Or maybe this is when Jade turns.
or maybe that, and then we build to the Mania match. That well, it wouldn't be Mania at that point.
Could be. Look how long McIntyre and Punk has been. If they really wanted to, they could stretch it. And this is the women's division, so they could fight every week, and they would still have the Mania match.
That's true. But we are a long way from Mania. I mean, we're in August still.
Yeah, but September's it's gonna come sooner than later.
Yeah, I guess we just do something to write someone off TV and then stretch it out that way.
Or she could just fuck with her for 8 months.
Next up, we have Drew Mac- Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk. Sorry, I don't have a graphic. It's a long story. Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk in a strap match. You know, these guys are fighting over a bracelet,
Of course,
fighting
was
over Punk trolling McIntyre for months on end. So it can only lead to a strap match in Berlin.
only, which makes sense as why you would have a special guest referee of the first match that they have.
Yes. And
I think. Oh, good.
oh, I was gonna say, and just remember, to win you do have to touch all four corners. So it's a traditional strap match. And who do you got?
I'm gonna say CM Punk.
I'm also gonna say CM Punk. Because yes, there will be another match at Bad Blood. So, and I think that's the next pay per view after this too.
Yeah,
So yeah, they're gonna get their rubber match in, and
it's
we'll
Bad
see who
Blood,
wins
and
that.
then one of the Saudi shows.
Oh yay! I always love those. Next up, we got Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan, the new Judgment Day, the new power couple, versus the Terror Twins of Damian Priest, former champion who took Gunther to the limit and needed help to win, that being Gunther, and Rhea Ripley, who would have still been champion if she didn't get hurt. But this is a mixed tag match.
Gunther needed help so bad that the guy he attacked said, "Oh no, I still need to help you." Fucking stupid.
Yes. But who do you got here? I know you don't care.
um, I really don't. I haven't thought about this at all. It's a tag match, so probably Rhea and Rhea and the other one, Priest.
Dame. Yeah, I'm gonna say clearly this is gonna be Damien, the Terror Twins, Damian Priest, Rhea Ripley. They are going to get revenge, what little revenge they can against Dom and Liv, and then it's gonna go to a whatever match happens in Bad Blood.
And it's gonna be overbooked as fuck.
Yes. Yes. Next up. There, see? Kevin Owens versus the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, the hand-picked opponent for Cody Rhodes.
by Cody Rhodes. He
Yeah, by Cody Rhodes.
begged him, please fight me, Kevin.
This is a reward for all the help that Kevin Owens has given Cody Rhodes over the weeks against the Bloodline.
Normally, the challenger has to beg.
Yes.
Please, just give me a shot. But in
Christian,
Triple
one more
H's
match.
universe, the champion, the guy that has the highest prize in all of the land, has to beg for his opponents.
Well, how do you see it going? I don't know. I think it's pretty obvious here.
Yeah. Cody's winning, of course.
Yeah, Cody's not losing this title.
Maybe he loses by, or if he loses, I mean, he's not losing the title. So if he loses, it's because like disqualification or some shit.
We get a
Like Orton
Bloodline
comes
run
out.
in.
Yeah.
I could see that. But yeah, I'm picking Cody for the win. I do think the Bloodline's going to show face, but I think it'll be after.
We'll see what happens. You better hope Jacob can't go to Berlin.
Well,
he's safe if
we shall see that.
that's
and then finally, our main event of the evening. And now I don't know if this is going on last, but I think it would since they're in
Germany.
Yeah.
Even though Gunther's Austrian.
Yeah. Doesn't matter. He's close enough, I think. We got
not according to Austrians.
What?
So not according to Austrians. They hate being compared to Germans, from what I understand.
Oh. Well, there you go. Maybe it's not the main event.
They're not a big fan of Arnold Schwarzenegger either.
So Gunther's not even going to get cheered. So there's that. That's good. I thought he's going to get cheered. But
I'm sure he will.
We have the legend killer, Randy Orton, versus the Ring General, the new heavyweight champion, Gunther. His first title defense versus Randy Orton chasing number 15 so that he would lose it again and then get 16.
And this would be a rematch from the King of the Ring tournament.
Yes. Running it back from King of the Ring, where Randy Orton lost but didn't lose, but he lost.
Gunther's winning.
Yes, Gunther, obviously, first title defense is winning this. There will be no 15th from Orton just yet. Now, maybe there will be. I mean, I kind of, it would be interesting for him to get 15, lose it, get 16.
Why would that be interesting?
So that
just so he can have an arbitrary number?
No, so that him and John Cena could like face off for 17 in some way.
Give it up. John Cena's he's done.
John Cena's getting 17. He's gonna be Gunther for it.
He's not gonna beat nobody. He's gonna be around for a year to just put people over. He's gonna make them look good. He's gonna be staring at the lights.
Nah. You underestimate the doctor of thugonomics. That's what you do.
Cena's a Vince creation. Triple H won't allow that to reign on top in his WWE.
Speaking of which, people, it's rumored that Charlotte's coming back soon.
Oh boy.
And everybody's like, oh, Charlotte, the sentiment online is, oh, Charlotte's going to come back. And then, of course, she's going to go ahead and get her 17th run because it's Charlotte Flair. Or she's going to get number 17 because it's Charlotte Flair. It's like, well, that was a Vince thing. We don't know. She hasn't been there with Triple H yet. So we don't know if that's the thing.
Yeah, but she's a Triple H girl. She's one of Triple H's.
She might be.
She is.
She might be. Yeah.
She is. There's no might. She is. She started. She started off with NXT right when he started getting falsely labeled as a good booker.
Well, she is on her way back then. So there's that. So we don't have to worry about John Cena because she's gonna get the title run.
There you go.
Even though it's not even the same like title. It's a women's title, so the number doesn't matter. I'm sure like she's the top one right now anyway, being whatever number is she at 14, 13, 14, something like that. I think she's at 14. But that would be the highest for women. So I don't know. Everybody wants her to get 17, but that's not breaking Ric Flair's record because it's a women's title. Anyway, that is our predictions for Bash in Berlin. Again, we're usually pretty accurate on it. I don't know, this whole pay-per-view seems straightforward. It's just going to be more about good wrestling matches, of course. So there is that. And we press on to
a wrestling rewind.
The retro review.
And this week is WrestleMania 23. And we start off with a highlight reel of WrestleMania's past. Kind of sound like they used Mankind's music in the background. And then WrestleMania
I thought
returns.
It was too.
Okay, good. WrestleMania returns to Detroit. And it's all grown up. So that's
I was not a fan of that whole.
I was not either. And they cut to a footage of Vince welcome everybody to WrestleMania 3. And that cuts to the crowd, and it transitions to the live WrestleMania 23 crowd. It's pretty good. A little touch. And then Aretha Franklin's back to sing America the Beautiful. She sang America the Beautiful at WrestleMania 3. And we can see that she's been eating well. And the WrestleMania 3 performance was better, in my opinion. There's a lot more soul. She was still hungry.
This one was... this was long. It felt like it went on forever.
Yeah, the backup singers, and then when she stood up, then you noticed.
Yeah, she did the piano chorus, and then stands up, and I was like, "Oh, there's more."
Then we get another WrestleMania video package, and it's brought to us by WrestleMania is brought to us by Raw, SmackDown, and ECW. Then they reused the Superstar song from Saliva. That's how you know we're in tough times. Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler are on commentary, as are Cole and JBL for SmackDown, and then Joey Styles and fucking Taz for ECW. So dear God, help us all. And the first match is the Money in the Bank ladder match. Our contestants are Jeff Hardy, King Booker, who had the coolest entrance with the pinky and the kneeling thing. It's a nice little presentation. Fit Finlay, who still likes to fight. CM Punk, who is making his WrestleMania debut, sort of. He did the gangster thing last year for Cena.
Was it last year?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, I was just thinking, man, he sped run to the main roster, I guess. I thought it was 2 years ago, but yeah, if it was last year, it's even better.
Well, he's on ECW. That's not really the main roster.
Well, I mean, he's on the card. He's on WrestleMania.
He's on Spike TV at 12 a.m.
You know, he was one of the standouts on ECW, at least for me. Like when I saw him, there's always something about him I liked.
I enjoyed Big Show's ECW championship reign when Paul Heyman was his manager.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember anything else from ECW other than it was short-lived. And
It was short lived, and it was more so. Yeah, they would just debut like the newer talent.
Yeah.
Kofi Kingston, I believe, got to start on ECW.
Which,
Um,
yeah, Kofi Kingston screams ECW.
Kevin Thorne, that vampire guy.
Yeah.
I was actually disappointed. I thought, well, the vampire gimmick, what we had to compare it to was Gangrel, so I thought there was going to be more. He had that great finisher though, like that hanging on the ropes into the stunner.
I don't know. This was my first time seeing. I know who he is. I've never seen him wrestle. I do know he looks. He started off as Mordecai,
Oh,
and he had the white beard and shit.
I remember Mordecai. Yeah, I didn't know that was him though.
Yeah. Mr. Kennedy is also making his debut, and we have Matt Hardy, Randy Orton, and Edge. And they kind of teased they played up the whole Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy thing. So kind of got a little excited, like, yeah, we've never really seen them fight. So there's a million motherfuckers on commentary for this match. Like every single one of them are on commentary. You remember that one WCW pay-per-view where but like that actually made sense and it was done well? This was not.
Yeah.
Booker was hilarious, especially when he got the little tiny ladder. He was like, "Tell me I did not just get..." And Kennedy did a swanton on the back of his head and neck, landed straight on the ladder. And Edge threw the tiny ladder straight in CM Punk's face. Punk bled. And Hardy fought for the first time. The Hardys, fought for the first time at WrestleMania. And it was little sissy punches at the top of the ladder before before Finlay knocked both of them off. And Edge speared everybody in the match and then made absolutely no attempt to retrieve the briefcase until he got a really tall ladder for no reason. It's worth noting that there were at least 2 ladders in the ring. Jeff Hardy did a leg drop to Edge on the ladder. There was a ladder bridge, and Jeff Hardy did a leg drop to Edge. And Matt was all fucked up about it. Like he basically lost the match because Jeff was taken out.
Even though he told him to go do it.
Yeah.
And it's worth noting this was post, so because this is the rated R superstar Edge, so this was post Lita.
Right.
So he did have agenda there.
He did.
But yeah, he used his brother as a bullet, if you will.
Orton RKO's everybody. And then King Booker chose Charmel over the briefcase because Matt Hardy threatened her with a twist of fate unless Booker stopped climbing the ladder. Hornswoggle came out to help Finlay get the briefcase for some reason. Kennedy did his move to the little guy from the top of the ladder. Looked like at one point Punk was going to win, but Finlay stopped him. And then Kennedy comes in, knocks Punk off the ladder with another ladder, and he gets the briefcase. And he wins this year's Spot Fest. I just want to say that also that Hardy's leg drop was nothing compared to Benjamin running up the ladder 2 years in a row. Or Christian falling off the goddamn ladder.
I don't know. I thought it was a good spot.
I think we've seen it before.
I'm sure we have.
And not just like, oh no, we see it all the time. No. I think we've seen it like in a WrestleMania.
Well, I know we saw that finish already. The
Well, yeah.
lawn darting the ladder to knock the guy off.
Yes.
We saw that finish. But that's okay. Your winner and new Mr. Money in the Bank. Oh, wait. Sorry.
We are reminded that Stone Cold starred in a movie once, and boy, did everybody slob on Stone Cold's cock. Like, oh, it's really good. Oh, there were,
Condemned.
yeah. Oh, there were parts where where Stone Cold told a joke and the whole theater just burst out laughing. Like, okay. One of the former backstage goobers interviews Kennedy. I can't remember. It wasn't Todd Pettengill, or was it Josh Matthews? It doesn't matter.
I don't know. I forget his name, but he had the glasses and the
Yeah.
spiky hair for some reason.
Kennedy congratulates himself. Then he says everyone wearing gold is on notice and better grow eyes in the back of their head. And he says he hears nice guys finish last. Well, thank God he's not a nice guy. Thank God he's Mr. Kennedy. Thank God he's Mr. Money in the Bank. Bank.
Yay! Unfortunately, I don't remember what happens, but I know he doesn't cash it in successfully. I think he loses it to someone.
I think it's Edge.
Oh. I don't know. I felt like there was a little bit of a ball dropping on him.
Well, he kind of ball dropped himself because I think he failed drug tests.
Oh.
That and Randy Orton had it out for him.
I just remember there was a match where he injured Bobby Lashley, and then he never came. He was fired after that. I'm not saying that that's why he got fired, but that was his last match in WWE. But he had so much promise. So yeah, if it was drugs and Orton.
Yeah, but if you hurt the Black Brock Lesnar, gots to go.
Well, again, I'm not saying that's what got him fired. I'm just saying.
Oh, I'm sure it helped.
That happened, and he got fired. That's just the last thing I remember is he hurt Bobby Lashley, and then he got fired.
Well, Batista had a thing. He's from the streets now too, but he grew up to be champion by fighting children or something stupid. I don't know. All grown up.
Just take a minute and appreciate how many of these wrestlers were on the streets. And then they made it.
They made it. We can do that too.
Just keep dreaming. Yeah, just keep dreaming. That's the point of this. If you dream big and you work towards it, you can't just dream and not work towards it. But if you work towards it and you dream, you can achieve stuff.
Great Khali versus Kane.
Oh, I was just going to say there was a statement that I heard someone say the other day, and it's like, a lot of people they ask to win the lottery, or they'll pray to win the lottery, but they'll never buy a ticket. Like, I mean, yeah, if you got to buy the ticket too. You can't just say, "Oh, I'm going to win the lottery one day," and never even try to get the ticket. You got to have both. I don't know.
Glad I stopped. Great Khali versus Kane. Starts off with a perfect collar and elbow tie-up. Kane is immediately overpowered. Kane says, "Fuck this," starts using fists. Khali beats the fuck out of Kane for a long while. Kane fires back, does a top rope clothesline that I think Kane got the worst of. Khali does the Andre spot with the ropes so Kane can get more offense in. Then Kane goes under the ring. He retrieves a hook and a chain. And the commentary team says, "Oh, look, there's that hook and chain." implying that this isn't the first time that Kane has used a hook and a chain as a weapon.
If I recall correctly, I don't know if the timing is right on this or not, but it was a pretty big piece of his horror movie when he was Jacob Goodnight in See
Oh,
No
that's
Evil,
right. Okay.
which they integrated into his character, I guess.
It's all
But they
coming
were
back
just
to me.
showing they were just showing the Stone Cold movie.
Well, they gotta,
So
I mean, you gotta get what they can. Collie recovers, pummels Kane, then he rips off the turnbuckle, and popcorn comes out, kind of like George the Animal Steel. And Kane crotch Collie with the chain, tries to win with a scoop slam. Then Kane goes for a choke slam, but Collie grabs Kane's throat so they can do the double choke thing. And then Kane shoots off the ropes. He gets caught with a double choke slam. Collie covers Demon Kane with one foot for 1, 2, 3. And
that's
Collie,
how in my mind, that's how John Cena is going to pin Gunther when he wins 17.
Collie choked Kane out with his own chain after the match. And the crowd sure hated Collie. What a perfect match.
You like that match?
You know, anytime the Great Khali steps in between the ropes, we're just going to be treated to the most scientific exhibition of wrestling purity.
Okay. And not like, I was wondering how bad, like if he wrestled Giant Gonzalez, how much of a train wreck that would be.
I'm really hoping that Khali and Giant have a WrestleMania match.
Oh, God.
Right? The Divas had a thing too, like Batista. I thought it was kind of funny that they were all lumped together after learning Batista street trash. So like everybody else gets individual ones, but all the Divas are just, I'll just throw you all together.
Yeah.
There's
They're
no
all grown up,
individuals
too.
here. They sure were. Eugene and Crime Time backstage. Eugene is bald, but Crime Time assures him that he still looks like a playa. Crime Time then brought out backup dancers to cheer Eugene up because his head's shaved. Of course, Mae Young and Moolah show up, so Eugene can prefer them over the hot young backup dancers. Eugene also flopped his tongue about as he was dancing with Mae and Moolah. I don't know what the fuck that was going on. Once again, Moolah stood there uninterested. And Slick appeared. And I have no idea what the fuck he said. And then he started dancing. Then Dusty Rhodes comes out to say you can't have a dance party without him. And then everybody starts dancing with him. Then we get Sergeant Slaughter, Jimmy Hart, IRS, Mean Gene, Howard Finkel, and maybe Pat Patterson. They all come in, start dancing. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat comes in to do a karate pose. He winks at the camera and then just leaves. Gerald Briscoe
No, he
starts
starts
dancing.
dancing too, though.
Are you sure?
Unfortunately.
I thought he left because
No, he started dancing, but then and exited the
he
screen.
backed away. Yeah.
So we didn't see him dancing, but we saw him like head nodding as he left the area.
Yeah, I was like, you too, Ricky. Yeah, Gerald Briscoe's dancing now. Farouk comes in to say, damn. Then everyone dances some more. And I'm left wondering, like, how the fuck did this cheer Eugene up? It seemed like all the veterans just made it about themselves.
I'm left wondering, why does Vince hate veterans?
Right.
Like, golly, last year, they had to humiliate the $1 million man had to humiliate himself with the freak thing, the freak show segment. This
Ironically
thing,
enough, Eugene was a part of it.
yeah. This year, now we got the Ricky the Dragon Steamboat dancing.
That was the worst part.
Yeah, I was like, no.
That little wink.
Yeah, I was like, no, not Ricky. Like, okay, Slick, I can understand. By the way, he was dancing with,
Could you understand?
yeah, because
'Cause
he
I
was always
couldn't.
doing that. When he was the manager, he would always be dancing.
Oh, I just heard whoa, wow.
Yeah, his shtick was dancing back then.
Gotcha.
When he was, remember when he was with the white African guy? What was his name? Hakeem.
Hakeem, the American Dream, also known as the One Man Gang.
Oh, yeah. So he
Dropping some
wasn't
street
black.
knowledge. Of course not.
He wasn't black as they tried to portray him because he was from Africa.
He was South African. Duh.
Oh, you know what they were going for.
It's
You know what they were going for.
traditional South African, of course.
Sure. But yeah, he would always dance with him.
I'm sure that's how the white people dress in Africa. You see it all the time in the magazines.
Oh, well, that's true. But we can't let facts get in the way of, of a good time, of course.
MVP versus Chris Benoit for the U.S. title. MVP comes out with an S tier theme song and cheerleaders. And I thought it was interesting that it was just cheerleaders instead of like, so and so underprivileged school cheerleaders. And they all didn't look the same. And it's just kids having a cool moment.
No agenda.
Yeah. I guess that was a more succinct way to get my point across. So it starts off with neither man backing down, and then they kind of sort of start mat wrestling, and MVP surprisingly gets the better of Chris Benoit. And that was really the story of the match is MVP came to play. Chris Benoit was as tenacious as he always was, but MVP was just, he was a little bit better. And then Benoit just started using fists. That seemed to work, but MVP countered with a superplex with a arm guillotine thing that seemed to fuck Benoit up, and he starts working on his arm, and Benoit hit his 3 rolling German suplexes out of nowhere. I guess it's kind of weird. And then Benoit goes for his headbutt. MVP pops up from his German suplexes, fresh as a daisy, to deliver a superplex to Benoit. Benoit countered, I guess, into a pin. And then MVP goes back to whooping his ass. Benoit tried to lock in the crossface out of nowhere, but can't do it because MVP fucked his arm up. Then MVP popped up and said, hell nah. And MVP goes for a hell of a kick. Benoit ducks, hits 3 German suplexes again. Actually, it was 5, but MVP broke up the first sequence, so Benoit had to start over. It's Canadian logic. And then Benoit delivers.
He has to hit him in order.
Yeah. Benoit delivers a diving headbutt directly to the heart of MVP. 1, 2, 3.
It was a pretty good match.
It was a really good match. Yeah.
We know that soon something's going to be happening with Benoit, but it was funny that or not funny, but they're putting him over as, surefire Hall of Famer, one of the best ever, like one of the best mat technicians, one of the best wrestlers.
Yep.
And it was all true.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I felt like this was like the beginning of him getting like really respected as like the best to do it. The active best wrestler. Whenever you get that title, I thought this was going to be the match to put him over. Now, unfortunately,
you're right. Unfortunately, he was married.
Yeah.
Undertaker had a thing as well. So the other wrestlers have mentioned how growing up has led to their success in wrestling. Undertaker says that everyone's days are numbered, his thirst for vengeance will never die, unlike our own mortality, and don't fear the end, pray for it. At least he was in character.
Yeah.
President Trump. He's sitting on a couch. He's talking on a phone, miffed that there's no refreshments for himself and the very scrumptious looking former Miss USA, Tara, sitting next to him. The fucking boogeyman appears behind the couch, chases off Tara. Trump says into the phone, "You wouldn't believe this." Boogeyman says you gotta get Trump. Trump says, "If you're gonna get me anything, get me some food." Boogeyman says that he's gonna get Trump some sandwiches.
Yeah, Trump didn't flinch at all.
No.
Shows that president resolve right there.
Yes. Then a little boogeyman walks out from behind the couch in front of Trump. Trump says, "Who the hell are you?" And then the little boogeyman just walks away without a word.
Yep.
We get a Hall of Fame induction ceremony. The inductees are the Wild Samoans, the original Iron Sheik, Nick Bockwinkel, Mr. Fuji, good old JR, who was as goofy as a pet coon, Mr. Perfect. We saw Curtis Axel for a couple seconds. I don't know if he's wrestling in WWE at this point or not.
I don't think so.
Jerry the King Lawler, who was inducted by William Shatner, or Captain Kirk. Dusty Rhodes, and we saw Cody and Mama Rhodes. So it was their WrestleMania debut, technically. And Goldust looked like a normal person.
Yep. It's kind of eerie that we're seeing the Wild Samoans be inducted the same week, same month that they both died.
True. Well, Lilian Garcia announces the attendance, which was 80,103. And I don't remember them doing that in a while.
Yeah, they haven't. Maybe they haven't. There hasn't been anything to boast.
True. Yeah. Garcia then introduces Howard Finkel so he can trot out the Hall of Fame inductees. And I like how Sika kept doing the crazy eyes to the camera.
Yep. They were the only one in like character.
So Batista versus The Undertaker for the World Heavyweight Championship. And this is the first match to get a video package. So Undertaker won the Royal Rumble. We see him face-to-face with all three champions, the WWE World Heavyweight and ECW champion for some reason. Undertaker turns to Batista and slashes his throat while doing his little eye roll thing. And then Batista gets chokeslammed. And then we see Batista and Undertaker seemingly working as a team in a winning effort against Shawn Michaels and John Cena. And then Undertaker gets a spine buster from Batista. And then we get a Batista highlight reel. Batista says Undertaker will never be the man until he beats Batista. Then we get an Undertaker highlight reel. Undertaker says Batista's reign as champion will rest in peace. Then we get highlights of Batista and Undertaker beating each other up. Anything to add?
No, but I do remember this. I remember it from back in the day.
Yeah.
I remember Undertaker looking each man when he was choosing. He just like he did a face to face with everybody, and then he did that step, and then went back and looked at Batista again. I remember all of that, so that's cool.
Well, we cut to Teddy Long in the ring, and he brings out the challengers. Batista comes out, and he takes 3 weeks to walk from one end of the big-ass stage to the other. Also, he can do a stupid little dance without any pyro. I wasn't even excited for his pyro at this point, like the machine gun pyro, and it was a shitty angle anyway.
I don't know. It's greatness for me.
Fair enough. We get the Druids once again. They come out with torches, circle the ring, and leave. They just leave. Undertaker comes out of a Bray Wyatt door, and he stole Kane's Hellfire. And this starts with a fists a flying. And Batista kicked off everything with a spear. Undertaker, the best pure striker in the history of the game since Glacier. Batista clotheslines Undertaker outside the ring. Taker lands on his feet, drags Batista out with him. Turns out to be a bad decision because Taker just gets his ass whooped some more. There's a point where Taker tries to fight air. It's kind of funny. Batista launches Undertaker into the steel steps before getting back into the ring. And he's tired of waiting for Undertaker to get back, so he grabs him, throws him back into the ring. And then he nails a shoulder tackle from the top ropes. And they're like, oh, we've never seen Batista do that.
Yeah, Michael Cole went crazy.
Yeah. Oh, Michael. He was awful.
He's like, I swear to God, I've never seen Batista do that. Like, okay.
Undertaker tries a big boot, does dick. And yeah, his ass kicking continues. Finally, Taker fights back with some belly punches and an uppercut while he was on his knees the whole time. Then they trade some punches. Taker hits a couple modified stinger splashes, a snake eyes, a big ass boot, Hogan's leg drop, and an old school. And then Batista gets set up for a choke slam, but then he powers out of it. So after taking all those moves, he still fights out of it. The animal.
He is an animal.
Batista tries to fire up, but then he gets hit with a flying clothesline. Taker does his apron leg drop to Batista, then his suicide dive, which he got hella air under. Then Undertaker beats Batista's ass outside the ring. And Batista ends up throwing Taker into some chairs, and then he power slams Taker through one of the announce tables. Taz was kind of enough to help clear them off. Taker also tried to fight off some air again. Then after a failed pin attempt, Batista just starts wailing on the Undertaker. Then he tries to go for a Batista bomb that Undertaker fights out of. Then Batista gets Undertaker in the corner. He starts doing the 10 punches thing, though probably was a little bit more than 10. He was wailing on him. Taker then counters into a last ride. But unlike last year, Batista survived. Because that's how he beat Mark Henry. And then Batista hits a spine buster, starts hulking up. Undertaker sits up behind Batista, which was very anticlimactic because the camera missed the whole thing. And Undertaker hits a choke slam, goes for a tombstone. Batista escapes, hits a spear. Then he hits a Batista palm. Undertaker kicks out of that, which would have been a big moment if the cameramen weren't crackheads, because Batista's like holding his hand in shock and stuff, but they're doing like the shaky cam shit, and they're clipping, or they're doing quick cuts to other things.
Ah, Mr. Dunn.
Was what?
I said Mr. Dunn. That's what everybody complained about him for, all the camera cuts and the shaky shit.
Okay. Yeah. It was very noticeable. Like, just why couldn't they just stay on Batista?
I don't know. There was a lot of camera cuts though.
Yeah. It just ruined it. Batista goes for another Batista bomb. Taker fights out of it, hits his tombstone, 1, 2, 3. Then Undertaker celebrates with his title. Batista was just lying there twitching, and I thought he was going to stay there the whole time like the Giant did that one pay-per-view. But he didn't. Yeah, it was a stellar match. We were talking before the show started. It's kind of hard to... Was it before the show? Shit.
No, it was during the show.
Okay. Well, yeah, we were saying that it's hard to watch Undertaker matches because we know it's going to happen.
Yeah, if we didn't like the Batista bomb segment or spot, if we didn't know the Undertaker was going to win, like that would have been a hell of a spot.
Right.
And I guess it was really the only near fall that would have you believing. Like that would have been the only spot that was like, oh my God, he kicked out.
Although it was kind of a weak ass Batista bomb.
It was, but Undertaker's a big dude.
True.
But I would say this is the run of Undertaker having good wrestling matches. So there's that. But I did enjoy this one a lot.
Yeah, it was really good. Bobby Lashley got a growing up thing too. He said he had pride and heart since he was a kid or something. They all got like, they're all really silly after the fact that Taker said he was going to eat everybody's soul.
I was thinking, did they write these or did they just have to read them?
I would suspect that they had to read them.
Like, okay, this is your backstory.
Yeah, I can't imagine. Well, maybe they kind of gave whoever was writing it ideas, like, oh, this is how I grew up and stuff, so they could write the story. But I doubt that Vince would let them write their own shit.
True.
Speaking of Vince, he's in his office marveling about how handsome of a son of a bitch he is. Then Stephanie interrupts with the kid she was carrying last WrestleMania. There's also paintings of Trump in the background with various hairstyles. The Rasta Trump was my favorite. Vince yells at Stephanie for bringing a baby to him. She tries to leave, but Vince says maybe the baby will bring good luck. Vince starts making baby faces. Then it cuts to a shot of Vince from the baby's perspective. Vince suggests that the baby came just to see Vince beat up Donald Trump. Vince bows to... I hope we don't get visited by the Secret Service or something. Vince vows to bash Trump's brains in. Stephanie tries to interject. Vince cuts her off. Vince then says that he's giving Trump a skull fracture. He's going to bloody Trump up, then shave his head, then pull it out by the roots. All in baby talk. Suddenly, Vince just stops. He sniffs a little. He turns to Stephanie. He says, Do you smell what I smell? Smell! Before Stephanie can say anything, Vince reveals that the baby shit itself.
And he said, this baby just took a Trump. So, all that for that.
ECW Originals versus the New Breed in an 8-man tag match. The Originals came out through the crowd, and it consisted of the Sandman, who apparently was a blue-collar hero, RVD, Tommy Dreamer, and Sabu. The New Breed didn't come out from the crowd. They had a normal entrance. They're Elijah Burke, Marcus Corvan, Matt Stryker, and Kevin Thorne. And this is a match under the ECW brand. So naturally, under the ECW brand, you want an organized, rule-abiding tag team bout to showcase what ECW is all about.
Of course.
There was nothing ECW looking about the new breed. Thorne especially. The worst part
Well, he
about
was the
Thorne...
vampire.
No, the worst part about Thorne is he looked like he was wearing a costume.
Well, he was.
Well, Gangrel had at least a ruffle shirt on. You can buy one of those at the thrift store.
Well, he had. I don't know.
He looked ridiculous. RVD won with a 5-star frog splash on Stryker. This was a nothing tag match. Sabu was probably the most exciting part of it, and he was only there for like a minute.
I would say the whole match, the entrances were probably longer than the match itself. That match went by really fast.
Yeah. They didn't even fight outside the ring.
They didn't.
And there
No
wasn't even one, oh my
Vandaminators.
God. So it's like, why did you bring a third commentary team in? Just one for one match and two for this.
So they
Dumb.
can do their ECW things. Honestly, the commentary didn't really. I don't know. I didn't see a problem with it. They weren't like talking over each other or anything. So
Fair enough. Stone Cold had a thing too. His dad told him to beat people up, so he did. Then there is a WrestleMania 24 spot. It's going to be in Orlando at the Citrus Bowl. So, yay.
yay.
I believe it's the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl today.
Some branding on it, yeah.
Then we get Umaga versus Bobby Lashley. It's the battle of the billionaires. Hair versus hair. And of course, there's a video package. And they say it's billionaire versus billionaire. Ego versus ego. Hair versus hair. Umaga and Lashley will face off to keep their respective billionaires unscathed. Then we cut to various celebrities hoping that Trump gets his head shaved. Then some celebrities say Trump should be keeping his hair. I'm sure that they're all blacklisted now. Vince is the owner of the WWE and a handsome, virile son of a bitch. Trump comes in to Raw one day and says the fans hate Vince, and then he drops some money. So naturally, the fans love Trump. Lashley and Umaga get dragged into this, and they brawled. And then Stone Cold Steve Austin is brought in as the special guest referee to keep everybody in check. And Stone Cold vows that we'll see one bald-headed billionaire. And Vince says that he's going to give Trump a billionaire bitch slap. And he slapped Lashley and shaved Eugene's head. And Trump says he's going to kick Vince's ass. And then he slapped Vince and shoved him over a table. We good?
Yep.
A barber chair is brought out to big band music. Vince comes strutting out. They cut to beauty queens booing McMahon. McMahon pantomimes cutting hair, then aggressively brushing it off. And Umaga comes out. I have no idea how he got Roman's necklace.
Roman got his necklace.
I have no idea how.
So is he the tribal chief?
How did Umaga steal Roman's necklace? It's weird. Does Sola know about this? So, with this whole bloodline thing, why can't they bring someone in and say they're actually from the island so they can be like this fucking savage?
What do you mean?
Think about it. Like, oh, this is my cousin TT from the island. And it's like a fucking true Samoan. It's kind of like the Sopranos when they brought Furio in.
You might find this surprising. Or maybe you don't, but I've never watched The Sopranos.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, there's
But I get you. I get it. I got it. Now.
Yeah.
Well, they have Jacob Fatu.
I know. I just want to see the grass skirt and the fucking face paint. It's good shit.
I do remember that cover up thing that Umaga had on.
Mm-hmm.
They really did more than things.
Trump comes out with the beauty queen the boogeyman chased off earlier. And Trump's theme song is just money, 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 looped on repeat. Money falls from the sky. It's really on the nose with his whole presentation, isn't it?
It is.
Trump also pantomimes cutting off hair. And then Vince tries to huddle with Umaga. Umaga just screams Samoan in McMahon's face. It'd be funny. I love you, Solo. Match officially starts. Both men crashing into each other, then posing. Lashley wails on Umaga in the corner. Stone Cold tells Bobby to stop. He doesn't. So Stone Cold drags Bobby off of Umaga. Naturally, Bobby's pissed. Obviously, Umaga uses the distraction to get the advantage. Lashley hits a shoulder tackle that from the second rope.
Estrada.
Put Umaga's foot on the rope. Lashley beat the shit out of Estrada. Umaga was down the entire time. So it must have been one hell of a second rope shoulder tackle.
Yep.
Umaga tries to attack a distracted Lashley again and ends up flying out of the ring. And then he tried to tend to Estrada, who was still motionless. And Vince ended up calling for a stretcher. Umaga gets in the ring, gets his ass beat. Then Lashley goes for a spear. Umaga sidesteps, sending Lashley flying out of the ring. McMahon was delighted. Then Umaga gets Lashley in the ring, starts kicking his ass. Austin pulls Umaga off with a blatant chokehold. Umaga and Austin have a stare down. Umaga goes back to choking Lashley. Austin pulls Umaga off by the hair. Naturally, Umaga's pissed. Obviously, Bobby recovers and fires back on Umaga. And Lashley cut off with a monster clothesline. Or he's cut off with a monster clothesline. And McMahon talks shit to Trump at this very moment. Umaga beats up Lashley some more. And Lashley tries another comeback before eating a Samoan drop. And Lashley tries to scoop slam Umaga and then does the Luger thing. Then Vince gets on the apron for some reason, tells Umaga to pull his head out of his ass, even though Umaga's in clear control at this point in the match. And Lashley ends up knocking McMahon off the apron, but Umaga catches him and delivers an STO. Catches Bobby. Then Umaga goes to the top rope, says, and you can hear Trump go, "Look out, Bobby!" And Lashley catches Umaga. They do the flare bump. Then Lashley hit a clothesline. Both men fall in a heap. Austin starts the count. He actually makes it to 10, but before he can make it official, he just says, "Fuck you. I ain't counting to 10." And he just waits. And then Shane comes out to check on Vince, who's still knocked out from Lashley running into him. And then Umaga beats Lashley's ass, starts choking him again. Austin pulls Umaga off by hooking his eye. Then Shane tries to interject, but gets run off by Austin. Umaga decks Austin, and I don't blame Umaga one bit.
I know, he can only take so much.
Right. Shane tries to motivate the Samoan Shane tries to motivate the Samoan bulldozer Umaga for some reason. He tried to pep talk him. Shane McMahon was trying to pep talk the Samoan bulldozer. And then Shane starts beating up Lashley, giving Undertaker a run for his money as the best pure striker in the company. Lashley actually sold for Shane, which had to have been embarrassing. Then Umaga gets involved, making it 2-on-1. Umaga does his running ass charge. Vince tosses Shane a trash can so he can do his coast-to-coast thing. Shane takes off his blazer and his shirt, and he reveals that he's been wearing a referee shirt this whole time. Shane pulls Lashley in the middle of the ring so Umaga can splash him. And then Austin pulls Shane out of the ring before he can make the 3 count. And Shane gets tossed into the steel steps. Austin gets decked Umaga again. Or Austin gets decked by Umaga again as soon as he gets in the ring. Then Vince talks shit to the fallen Austin. Trump comes out of nowhere and starts fucking Vince up. And then Umaga tries to Samoan spike on Steve Austin, but gets stunned, of course. And then Lashley comes out of nowhere with a spear, 1, 2, 3. And Austin actually had a fair count, and the bell rang on the 2. Trump was elated, though, and Vince was shitting bricks.
Trump did his pose similar to when he got that thing that happened to him recently. Like the fist up. Yeah.
Doing a lot of thumb poses, or thumb ups, too.
Yeah.
Thumbs up. Well, after the match, Lashley and Trump celebrate. Cuts to Vince with a very worried look on his face. Then he looks up, and the worry turns to fear because Stone Cold is staring right at him. Austin grabs Vince, tosses him into the ring, completely ignoring the barber chair that came out to theme music earlier. Shane attacks Austin before he can do anything. And then Shane gets Luthez pressed. And then Austin opens up a can of whoop ass on him. Trump and Lashley just stand there and watch, which was even funnier.
Mm-hmm.
Austin, of course, stunned Shane. Shane took a weird bump to the outside of the ring. First, he bounced off the rope. Then we cut to Vince attempting to escape by crawling away as slowly as physically possible. Then he actually gets halfway to the aisle, but then he just stops and starts talking shit. Lashley gets out of the ring, starts chasing after Vince. Then he pulls him back, he fireman carries him to the ring. And Trump straps him into the barber chair. And they proceed to cut Vince's head off. And he's screaming, "Oh no, don't humiliate me. No, it's humiliating." And I wonder if that's how his assistant sounded.
Also saying stuff like, "I'll never forgive you for this.
Yeah.
I'll never forget this."
Oh no, it just looked like he took specific inspiration.
He was writing it down for the role.
So yeah,
it is kind of. Oh
no, go ahead.
I was gonna say it is kind of funny that they had not funny, but Ashley Massaro or whatever was also on this WrestleMania, and you know, apparently she was a big Vince guy, if you will.
Good for her.
Looking at her with her, I don't know. I thought Vince was like a more clean cut type of girl.
Oh no, he likes them dirty.
And then I was thinking, is it because he liked her, or is it just because he got away with things with her?
Well, probably the former.
Yeah.
So after they cut Vince's head or his hair, then they grab some shaving cream and shave his head bald. Lashley was covered head to toe, or not head to toe, but he was covered in whipping or the shaving cream. Looked ridiculous. And then he showed Vince's face in the mirror, and Vince freaked out. Vince said Jim Ross said he's not smiling. He has Bell's palsy.
Mm.
Yeah. Vince crawls backward out of the ring, walks away like a freak, while fans shout "Baldy" at him. Then the good guys drink beer in the ring. All is well. Then Austin stuns Donald Trump. Why, Austin? Why? You son of a bitch! That legitimately surprised me.
Yeah. I figured it was going to happen at some point.
No, I didn't think in a snowball's chance in hell that the Donald would take a bump.
Well, yeah, I should say I thought that it was going to happen, but then seeing how Donald wasn't necessarily playing along with the wrestling, he no-sold Boogeyman, and it
Yeah.
was like maybe he's not gonna get physical or anything. He's just there to stand around. But then he attacked Vince with those those funny hammer fists.
Those scientific punches is what those were. Punches
Like
of justice.
That's America's. But it was funny. So my son was watching it with me, and he was like, "Oh my God, he just did that to Donald Trump." I was like, "Don't worry, he's not the president yet. This is yours. This is old. This is old. This is back when he was the apprentice Donald. So
everybody
it's
loved
different."
him.
Yeah. I said, "Yes, he did not stun the president."
Well, Cena got a thing after that. He chased his dreams.
Of course he does.
Then Cole and JBL talk about a dark match. It was a lumberjack match. Ric Flair and Carlito team.
Ric Flair.
And it's a good thing we didn't see it. I don't know. Then we get Ashley Massaro versus Melina in a lumberjill match for the women's championship. Bunch of girls came out. They said who the lumberjills were, but I don't give a shit. Ashley was on the cover of
the Divas, yeah.
Ashley was on the cover of Playboy, so naturally that translates to wrestling. She was also dressed like a whore and a skateboard chick at the same time. I was really confused.
Yeah. And again, she didn't seem like the Playboy cover type. I don't know. It just seems too rocker. No. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying here.
She doesn't have the tattoos though. If she had tattoos, she would be a little bit more out of place.
I mean, she's no Avril Lavigne or anything.
So it starts off with Ashley grabbing Melina by her hair, throwing her into the mat, and she starts raining tiny slaps on Melina. Then Melina rolls out of the ring. Lumberjills throw her back in. Which in a traditional lumberjack match, the lumberjacks beat the shit out of whoever goes outside the ring. So Melina got off easy. Ashley tried to win with a quick schoolboy. JBL rightfully called out the dumb fuck Cole for calling it a schoolgirl. Melina begs off Ashley, grabs her hair, tosses her face first into the ropes. Then she starts choking. Then Ashley starts choking. And then Melina starts choking some more. She does a Cesaro bump or a Cesaro swing. And after yet some more choking, Melina gets Ashley in a weird arm submission. Ashley does a head scissors, then kicks Melina's ass for a while, then does a monkey flip. Then she attempted the worst elbow drop I've ever seen, then does a roll up, which Melina countered 1, 2, 3.
So she tried a elbow drop and almost got a 2 count. This being Melina. So Ashley tried the elbow drop, misses, and that almost led to a 3 count. Never before have I seen someone miss a move and then that almost be the end.
Right.
That's one thing. And then 2, I was disappointed in this whole thing because Melina didn't do the splits.
She didn't.
And I was let down. I was out of the whole match after that. It's like, no. I'm not into this match because it didn't happen.
Well, Shawn Michaels had a thing, and he likes to be the center of attention. And Shawn Michaels and John Cena faced each other for the WWE Championship. And they did a fan vote. Cena won 59% to 41%. And in a video package, Michaels won a triple threat match. It was against Edge and Randy Orton for a number 1 contendership for a title, or a Cena's title, because Undertaker picked Batista. Then they did a montage to sappy music. And they teased Michaels super kicking Cena until he eventually does. Then Michaels comes out. It's to DX music, even though he's wearing white and red. Michaels is also one half of the tag champions with Triple H, wherever he is. Then we cut to a Ford Mustang on the streets. It starts speeding recklessly. The car stops at Ford Field, then speeds recklessly into the parking garage. Then the car bursts through a pane of glass by the entrance ramp. We are then led to believe that Cena was driving the car the entire time, which I have my doubts.
He might have been.
Might have been, but he might not have been.
I just found out recently that he's like really in the cars, and he likes to, drive them around and shit. So it might have been actually him.
Well, it starts off with Michaels trying to shake hands. Cena says, "No, you just want to slap me in my face." So Michaels slaps Cena in the face. And then Michaels just leads on his experience and takes advantage of Cena's aggressiveness to win an early exchange. And then Michaels just out-wrestles Cena, which is the story of Cena's career. Then Cena catches Michaels with a big clothesline, which gets a mixed reaction. Then he hits a shoulder tackle. Michaels fights back with a Thez press. Cena sends Michaels out of the ring. Michaels and Cena fight on the apron. Michaels hip tosses Cena just straight out of the ring onto the floor. Then he hits him with an enziguri and then does a moonsault from the apron to the announce desk. And then they get back in the ring. Michael starts kicking Cena's ass. Then he works on Cena's leg. Then he does the ring post deal with the leg. And then Michaels continues to work on Cena some more. And then he just stops to talk some shit at one point, which was funny. Come on, John. Michaels tries a shoulder charge. Cena sidesteps. Michaels' head bounces off the ring post, and he's bleeding. Then Cena starts beating Michaels' ass. He does the 5-knuckle shuffle, then positions Michaels for the FU. Michaels fights out of the FU. They tussle for a little bit. Then Michaels ends up super kicking the referee. Then Cena goes for goes to FU Michaels. Crowd boos. Then Michaels counters the FU into a DDT. Crowd cheers at that. So they still hate Cena. So it probably wasn't 59%. Those were doctored numbers. I'm calling it. Michaels pile drive Cena on the steel steps. Cena's busted open now. And then Michael spends a long ass time trying to drag Cena back into the ring. And then calls for another referee. And which he probably should have done that when he was dragging Cena. Probably would have been the smart thing to do. Cena obviously kicks out.
What that goes to, or this spot. What do I talk about? Like the ref. So he just pile drived Cena on the steps, and then the ref runs out there. So he didn't just see that happen,
Right.
or is he just ignoring it because he's not? He wasn't the legal ref at the point.
It resets. So obviously Cena kicked out. The fans were pissed. And Michaels hits a flying clothesline. Kips up, does his elbow drop, goes to tune up the band. Cena counters Sweet Chin Music with a clothesline. Then he and Michaels trade punches. Cena goes for another FU. Michaels counters with the sunset flip. Cena finally gets an FU on Michaels after catching him in midair in a leapfrog. And shit, I lost my place. Midair out of the leapfrog. Oh, come on.
Cena goes for I believe he goes for the FU on the top rope next.
Yeah, he teases doing the FU from the top rope. Michaels fights out, nails a crossbody on Cena. Cena rolls through for another FU. Michaels ends up landing on his feet. Then goes for Sweet Chin Music. Cena counters with the super kick with a drop toe hold, then does the STFU. Michaels fights out. Cena keeps trying the STFU, but Michaels keeps fighting out of it, and he actually wins the exchange with a small package attempt. Michaels goes for an enziguri again. Cena counters with an STFU. Michaels fights, then crawls to the ropes. Ref actually pulls Cena off Michaels, which means he was probably fired the next day. And then Michaels super kicks Cena when the ref was yelling at him. Cena kicked out, and he goes for another FU. Michaels escapes, and gets another STFU. Michaels is in the middle of the ring, can't go anywhere, has to tap out. And after the match, Cena tried to give respect to Michaels, but Michaels wasn't having it. So Cena just salutes him. It's also worth noting that Cena was never in the military.
Is it though?
Yes.
Is it worth noting?
It is.
Just let the man salute.
No, it's not just the salute. He's kissing his fucking dog tags and shit. Fuck out of here. But that was WrestleMania 23.
And again, that was I don't know, that was for me, that was a hell of a match.
It's pretty
Like
good.
Cena brought it, Michaels brought it. Um, it started out slow, I would say, from the pile driver spot. It picked up for me, and it was amazing that they actually did a pile driver spot in WWE, because that doesn't happen too much,
Well,
especially now.
it was
But
Shawn Michaels, so it's one of Vince's guys.
and you can see it was pretty safely done.
Yeah.
But then yeah, the I like the ending sequence where it was a counter after a counter after a counter into the SCFU.
I was just wondering how many more creative ways Michaels was going to get out of the FU.
Yeah, he was countering him.
Yeah. But yeah, good pay per view.
Yeah, I liked it. I don't like what
And
they did to the legends though. Why do they kind of keep shitting on the legends? It's almost, you can say he hates the legends. Vince does.
it kind of seems like that.
I mean, last year was like Finkel. Bret Hart chose not to be here.
He wasn't comfortable.
Yeah.
Well, next week we have Halloween Havoc from WCW. And it's in Las Vegas, Nevada. And this is with Rey Mysterio Jr. and Eddie Guerrero and the Mask versus title match that's supposed to be really good. We get Jacqueline versus Disco Inferno, Ric Flair versus Mr. Perfect for the U.S. title.
Oh,
And
that's gonna be a good one.
yep.
Hopefully.
And then Roddy Piper versus Hollywood Hogan in a steel cage
Again.
match. This is in a steel cage, though.
Yeah. Hopefully that's a good one too.
And WrestleMania 24, like we said, is in Orlando. And the main event is Undertaker versus Edge for the World Heavyweight title. Think Edge has a shot?
Unfortunately, he doesn't.
I wonder if they're
But
going
it
to
should
play
be
up.
noted.
Go ahead.
Oh, good.
I was going to say, I wonder if they're going to play up the Edge's undefeated.
They are.
Okay.
Streak versus streak, in a sense. They played it up this year too. They said he's undefeated in singles matches, undefeated in ladder matches. Well, he's not undefeated anymore, but
There we go.
yeah. I remember ended up liking this match too, from the Undertaker and Edge. So maybe I've seen this WrestleMania.
I don't know. You know what? I remember the Mayweather thing with Big Show, so I'm sure I've seen this at some point.
Actually, maybe I just watched the Edge and Undertaker match because I. Oh wait, no, I think I remember. Yeah, because Big Show had to get on his knees to get hit.
Yeah. And he got hit.
He sure did.
But that is all I've got for retro.
Well, that was the retro review. Now we get into some news before we bounce on out of here. And we are starting with some lighter news. And for that, I need to do this. Because, everybody, it is time for your new favorite segment. It is the news that is not important enough to get its own segment, but it's important enough to mention. Ladies and gentlemen, cheap pops.
What does everybody want? What does everybody need?
Can't see anything.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Oh, I'm showing it. Ah! I'm showing how the sausage is made and everything right
Yep.
now. Oh God, we'll never come back from this. Hold on,
It's like
ladies
they're
and
looking
gentlemen.
in your butthole right now.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, cheap pops. Test that. Okay.
What does everybody want? What does everybody need?
Oh, another cheap pop.
What does everybody love?
Oh, that cheap pop is there for the taking.
That's right. We got a little bit of cheap pops. Again, these are stories that uh, aren't important enough to have their own segment, but we should be mentioning them. For instance, cheap pop number one, or story number one, Ricochet is officially signed with AEW. Now, it was first reported by, I would say, news was broken by Samantha Irvin. Uh, she took to Twitter on a Wednesday and she said, let's show you the tweet here. Let's get it pulled up. So, Wednesday, August 21st, she said, double or nothing. Now, that is a AEW reference, as AEW pay per view. It's not the pay per view that's coming up. That should be noted. Tomorrow is All In. This is not All In. This is just another pay per view that happens in the springtime. But she said this, and then Fightful followed that up with information that Ricochet has officially signed with AEW. So, I guess for one thing, that's closing the loop on that, because I know everybody's been on pins and needles wondering where Ricochet was going to show up. So we do have the information now. Now, does he show up at All In tomorrow? That's gonna be something to note.
Probably.
But by the time we release this video, he may have already. I should say, yeah. By the time we release this video, he may already be in AEW. Is he gonna pop a rating?
No. It's
Exactly.
Ricochet. Who gives a fuck?
Exactly. But that is the story there. Now, not to be outdone. Now, I didn't find this official, but not to be outdone with Ricochet, we also have Ricky Starks. News broke, and again, I didn't find a credible source. Maybe I shouldn't even mention it, but news broke that Ricky Starks' contract has run out, and he's basically, he's one of Cody's buddies, so he's basically on his way to WWE. He might show up, like, I don't know, probably by the time they get to the CW, he'll be on TV. So basically, if you will, there's been a trade, Ricky Starks for Ricochet.
Okay.
Now, who would you say has? Oh, you don't know too much about Ricky Starks. If you were to put a guess on more of an upside, Ricky Starks in WWE or Ricochet in AEW?
If Ricky doesn't mind dancing with Tozawa, he should be all right.
Well, Ricochet, he's gonna. I don't know. After his Will Ospreay match, I don't know what else there's. He'll be on Collision or Rampage. And
He'll have that
forgot
big,
about.
long, money-making feud against Action Andretti is what it'll do.
Who's still around? So there's
Yep.
that for him. Which is something that is surprising to me, I would say. But yes, Ricochet and Ricky Starks both have a new home. Let's see. I guess we could do this here as part of our cheap pops. Hulk Hogan apparently is a racist again. He has gone and stuck his foot in his mouth once again. Now, what happened here?
Whose wife did he screw this time?
Well, no. So this time he was at a bar, or I think it was a bar. It looked like a bar, and in Hogan fashion, he finds a microphone in his hands. And he starts
microphone?
talking.
That's okay. I brought my own.
Yeah, and he starts talking to the crowd. We got the clip here. So, as always, let's roll it. And hopefully you can make it out. I didn't get the subtitle one, but that's okay. Wait. All right, let's roll it. Let me share screen here. Shout out to whoever captured this. And why can't I share it? Oh, I gotta do it from here. Duh. Okay. Hulk Hogan, microphone in hand. Roll it. TMZ Sports. That's who got it. Here we go.
You want to get crazy? You want me to throw more beers out? You want me to body slam somebody? You want me to body slam Kamala Harris? I said, do you want me to body slam Kamala Harris? You want me to drop the leg on Kamala? Is Kamala a chameleon? Is she Indian? Okay, I like it. How? I'm gonna get heat for that one, brother.
Not even the right Indian.
There it is. So it was the how that was the problem.
God.
Now, I have a problem with this. Do you know? Would you be able to take a guess at what my problem was?
No.
I'm pretty sure he was talking about a different Indian.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It wasn't even the right Indian.
Yes. So he did Hal, but that would be the Native American type Indian. But I don't think he was talking about that when he asked if she was Indian. And I really don't know what he was talking about when he asked if she was a chameleon.
Yeah,
Maybe he was just trying to rhyme.
Hogan was talking about the savage Indians. Well, Kamala is a dot Indian.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, you didn't even do the right. So that was my only problem with it. But yes, apparently that has
He
made
said
Hogan
how
racist.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Well, he
You
threw
know,
his hand up.
for someone that's for all the things that he said in his first tape, you'd think how would be like, oh, okay. Dumb.
Yeah, you think that one would be just not as heavily weighted as the other one, but
Uh-huh. How?
and no one picked out the part where he was talking about body slamming her and dropping a leg drop on her. We don't care about that part. It's because you said how.
Yeah. Dumb. The whole thing's stupid. Hogan's stupid. Kamala's stupid. The story's stupid.
Well, there you go. Hulk Hogan under heat again. But as always, let us. I didn't do this last time. Let us know what you think in the comments. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. And we'll see you on the next video. And as far as that, now we move on to our main subject, Ronda Rousey. So, Ronda Rousey, she has a new book that she's working on. It's like a graphic novel. And as part of this, she, for some reason, did a AMA, which is an Ask Me Anything on Reddit. On the wrestling Reddit, mind you. And she got cooked. There's no better way to put it. She got absolutely destroyed.
Good.
Now I couldn't find. I tried to do some journalism. I couldn't find like the origin of it, but apparently she got. I don't know. She 11 years ago shared a video on her YouTube channel that said that the Sandy Hook school thing, I don't want to say the word, the thing was a conspiracy.
Okay.
So that is what everybody was cooking her over on this Ask Me Anything. Let's take a look at some of the things that were said to her. That's what we're going to do here. Just trying to pull it up here because my bookmark is not working the way it should. Oh my God. Hold on. We're going to fix this in post. And as I stall for more time. Oh, by the way, the Reddit also got deleted. So we can't really pull that up. Everything's getting scrubbed. So yeah, I couldn't find the original video of her saying about the Sandy Hook thing. I couldn't find the other video. We can't find her responses. But let's take a look at some of the things that people were saying. Now I got the Reddit here. We'll highlight some of these. I'm going to share screen again. So let's remember, ask me anything. These are some of the things that were asked. We're going to sort by best. Actually, that didn't work out. Hold on, guys. Stay here. All right. Look at some of these comments here. So again, she's doing the Kickstarter. So we got this comment: Kickstarters for those lacking resources to fund their projects. Given that your likely lucrative contracts with Hollywood, UFC, and WWE, why are you launching a Kickstarter? Also, why should everyday people support a campaign from someone who probably earns millions? Not too bad, right?
Well, that's pretty tame.
What about this one? In your graphic novel, Expecting the Unexpected, which is the title, will we see something unexpected like you apologizing to or acknowledging the families of the victims of the Sandy Hook massacre, where 20 kids were ruthlessly gunned down? Talk about expecting the unexpected. Can't wait to read your book. uh, some other comments here. Oh, where was that one? There was this one. We have some fans taking Ronda's side, but I guess you can get the gist of it. Here's another one. Have you ever considered apologizing to the Sandy Hook parents for being one of the most recognizable athletes on the planet and spreading conspiracies that the offing of their children was staged? So there you go. Oh, here it is. Do you plan on firing your PR team for this dumpster fire, or will you use this as a sign that you have a lot of personal growth to do? So yeah, as you can see, she really got cooked during this.
Mm-hmm.
So much so, she had to take to Twitter and she put out an apology, as you would expect. She put out an apology for putting out the Sandy Hook conspiracy video 11 years later.
Good for her.
And it got so to the point. It got to the point where she had to apologize. People were like, why is she apologizing for this? And yeah. So then that shed more light on it. It got picked up by all the platforms. So turned into a bigger news story. Also nestled, I guess worth mentioning, nestled somewhere in here, there was a question about her returning to WWE, as she thinks she has a choice, I would say. And she said that she would need the the Logan Paul treatment if she were to return. Again, not saying that she has a choice, but she would need the Logan Paul treatment, which means I guess his matches are rehearsed out, like he knows everything to do in his match, and she would need that type of treatment if she was going to come back.
Mm.
But that's your Ronda Rousey news there. I guess to end on a positive, she does have a new book coming out. So we'll plug the book one more time because we're not haters here. And the book is called, there it is, Expecting the Unexpected by Ronda Rousey, and it is a graphic novel. And she has a Kickstarter if you want to go donate to the millionaire. But as always, that's all we have for the news. It was a light week. I kept it that way on purpose. And if you let us know what you think in the comments on the Ronda Rousey news, let us know what you think in the comments on everything else. And if you hit the like button on your way out, hit the subscribe button. And if you agree with anything, let us know in the comments. If you disagree with anything, let us know in the comments. Is there anything else?
Just have a good night.
And until next time, top guys.